Here, JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. Wednesday, November 19th, 3:36 in the afternoon. Talk quick about the market. Some names I'm looking at go from there. Sorry about that. XYZ. Uh, you know what? I haven't looked at it enough. They just released their guidance. So it's spiking. It's up nearly 8% here. $62. Always a name that I always look for upside. I'm not going to chase it here. I was just looking to get some strikes here. That's why I had to pop off the audio. Maybe 68s for next week. But I'll sit on my hands. Anyway, S&P looks to avert its four-session losing streak. Looks like it will get there. Um, almost head signs maybe weren't. Looks like no jobs report tomorrow. BLS came out and said not going to have enough data to get the jobs report out tomorrow. Not a big deal. It's September numbers. We're in November, right? We're only a few weeks away from getting November numbers. So, uh, no, excuse me, October. So to me, it's like a backward-looking number. I mean, so and to me also, if the jobs number is weak, I think that actually bodes well for the markets. And I think the expectations is that the job market has been weak. So anyway, big thing today after the close Nvidia, right? And I posted earlier, it's not a name I'm going to trade. The implied move is 7%. The average move over the last 8 reports has been 5%, or actually 6%. So yeah, it's going to be tough to trade, at least for how I trade it. So I'd rather, obviously, it's going to be a proxy for the overall market. 7% of the weighting on the S&P, or close to 8%. So there'll be some swings. If it's a flat reaction, obviously it'll be not as much. But SPY's hitting highs here. I'm gonna sit on my hands, right? I keep looking at XYZ like I'm gonna grab something. I'll probably just sit on my hands. But just quick today, I not doing much. Oracle right out of the gate this morning. I was looking for a follow through. 227 was a big spot. Actually, it's right at 227 now. Uh, and then it faded, right? So I locked some in for 50%. Then it started to dip, close the rest out just to lock the profits in. Not only that, they're weekly strike. So is it going to move after hours? Sure, it is. Uh, but I didn't want to see the premiums come out. Now, what are the 245s, 72 by 78? uh, so maybe I'll revisit, but that was that. And then on the flip side, we started to get some weakness this morning. And, SanDisk again, looking for another opportunity. I was looking to get in the 200s, but I want to flip the same strike. So I got those 197.50s. Uh, sure enough, hits the lows of the session all the way down to 236 or so. It looked like it found a floor. I didn't want to be in a spot where those premiums come out. So I locked them in for some profits. And then reverse. And of course, in hindsight, maybe I should have got calls on the flip side and played it for upside, but I didn't. But how I'm trading, especially the first couple of days of the week, and I did it last week too. It's like I keep using the analogy like a boxing match, right? I want to be able to ride these because the hold is obviously the most important part in making the huge gains on the options. But I want to be able to do them risk free. So it's kind of like I take a nibble, try and get to lock some in to cover costs and ride the rest. And when I don't get that chance, instead of having a rough session where I lose the premiums, or have a losing trade, close them out and revisit. So I'll continue to do that when I'm looking to do especially volatile names like SanDisk. And then this morning too, Adobe is of course one of those names that I've been extremely bearish on over the last couple of months. 52-week lows today. Announced they're acquiring SEMrush, I think it's called, SEO company, right? Search engine optimization. That's kind of like an old phrase. But it's a name that's got destroyed, right? It's down 50 or 60% this year, or maybe more than that, but from its all-time high, or its high this year. And here, the all cash transaction, it's almost like, to me, it's like Adobe's just trying to scramble to stay relevant. But then I'm looking at the premiums on the puts. I'm like, these look inexpensive. I don't need much of a move. It was 318. I'm like, 4% gets those calls puts to be up a couple 100%. Then it's because I chased it at the open, or I wouldn't say chase, but then the premiums came out at the open. So in lieu of trying to get average down a position, when I typically, instead of, because I don't typically average down, I'll either look for later dated strikes or closer strikes, right? So that's what I did. And we'll see what happens. Still 2 more days left on Adobe, but my thoughts here. Wix.com, one of my favorite stocks over the years. If that's like the exhibit A of what's going on with AI, I mean, Wix is it. Strong earnings this morning, and I mean, take a look. It's down to $100. Is it over 100 here? 103. Great earnings, and last quarter great earnings. And the only reason it's selling off is because AI eventually is going to make their business irrelevant. So tough name. Hang on a second. Sorry. But DocuSign's another one of those names that great earnings, and that one keeps selling off. For some reason, maybe I should have done Wix.com. I think Adobe's going to fall into that same category, but it's holding up here. And I say holding up 50. I don't know when the last time it's been trading down here at 318. It's been a while. So hang on here. Other names, you know, on the flip side, I'm looking for names to go long on, but I'm still cautiously optimistic. So I'm not like in the I'm not at the point in time where I'm like convicted on upside. So in order to get longer dated name strikes on some names like Serve Robotics or Lemonade, I need to be a little more convicted, and I'm not. So maybe Nvidia earnings after the close will kind of help me either get convicted or help me stay away from getting on the long on the call side and be able to nibble on some put trades into the end of the week. I think that's it. I'm not going to get XYZ here. It just dropped a buck. Yeah, that's it. Let's have a great day. I'll be back. Rock and roll.